Hi guys, good evening and welcome back to Roma Theory. It's been a bit, I know it has. I was in the Netherlands this past week, as you will know from the video or from Instagram. I was there in Alkmaar in what was probably one of the worst games that I've ever seen my football club play, but the experience remains a very cool experience. Met some incredible people. We had fun. It was fun, but it was a bad game. But I do it 100 more times. Yes, that is the answer. But we have to move on. Look, our Europa League is at risk, and which is why I am very skeptical about Thursday's game. I am very, very, very doubtful, skeptical, and I am very ready for Thursday's game. To the extent that I am much more ready for Thursday's game than tomorrow's game. The second the game ended in Alkmaar last Thursday, I immediately started thinking about Thursday's game because of how much I care about the Europa League, and seeing my team crash out of the Europa League this early, I would be so disappointed that it would actually take me a lot of time to digest. But we've got a game in between, and this game is a game which, look, the league table says that it's a direct encounter. It's a 6-pointer game because not many points separate us and Udinese. The books show you that we have a terrible past at Udinese's ground. And the most blatant of statistics shows you that away from home, this football club struggles like I don't know how to describe it anymore. Like the situation has reached a level away outside of the Olympico that I am not even able to describe anymore. The last time we won a football game away from home was in April. I mean, I say this every time we come ahead and we come towards a game away from home, but it's just worrying. And fun fact, the last time you won an away game away from home, it was in fact against Udinese last season in that weird game, which was a 2-game-in-1 because it got suspended because of Indica collapsing and then Cristante winning the game in the last second. It was a very weird game. I am not even convinced that we would have won that game if all of the dynamics around that game would have been split into two. So look, it's terrible and it must change because I always say this, but if you don't win away from home, you're not going to go absolutely anywhere. So it's one of the many things that we have to improve in. It's one of the many things that has to change. And it's ultimately one of the first things that needs to change if you want to achieve something this season, let alone next season and in 2 years' time. And I'm very worried about tomorrow's performance because I am so aware, after seeing months and months and months of football, I am so aware that Roma away from home play with less intensity, play with less willingness, play with less energy, and at the end of the day, they also play with less confidence. And a trip to Udine is always one of the most complicated away games in a season. I always say this. There are a few away games where I'm normally never convinced that we're going to get a full result. One of them is Fiorentina away, and one of them is Udinese away. These are games that, it's not that I'm not confident that we can't get 3 points in, but I am so used to severe disappointments in these games that I don't have much confidence for tomorrow. But I will also say that we are going to win tomorrow, and I will explain why we're going to win tomorrow in a second. For all of those fanatics in betting and stuff, if I were you, if I had to place some money tomorrow, I know the stats wouldn't prove this, but Roma's going to win tomorrow. And we're going to get into us in a second. But with that being said, it's a very complicated away game because it's up north, long way to go. Udinese are playing very well this season. You know, modern type manager who's implementing his tactics really well. They've got a few interesting players. And look, they are where people will say that Udinese are where they are, I would actually say that up to now they're overachieving. Don't forget they are a team that got literally saved themselves from relegation last season in the last game week of the season. And the fact that they're 11th right now, I think they're overachieving. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be an easy game, but no game is an easy game. So I really don't want to repeat why I don't think tomorrow is going to be an easy game. You already know. And the game against Alkmaar, the game against Bologna last weekend, the game against Elfsborg, the game against Union Saint-Gilloise, the game against Fiorentina this season, all of these games, I don't need to tell you why tomorrow's game is complicated. Look at our away record and you're done. But look, speaking about Udinese, because again, just a few more words on them. They obviously new manager and stuff. The interesting thing that I would say about Udinese in terms of formation, Udinese this season play with a 3-5-2. Which again, it depends on how you interpret it, but a 3-5-2 is one of those formations that if they are better than you in midfield fights, they will dominate the game. Because a 3-5-2 formation is so densely concentrated in the middle of the pitch that, you know, tomorrow you need your best midfielders to compete against their midfielders. They're a very physical side. The players which I like the most in their team are Payero and Lovric, which fight a lot in the middle, very physical midfielders. Biol in defense, very physical defender, interesting player. And up front, they've got Florian Thauvin, Alexis Sanchez, and of course Luca, who is linked with us in this January transfer window. They're not a bad side. They're not a bad side at all. And they've got a very good home record this season. I don't think they lost many games at home. I don't have it written in front of me, but from what I remember, not only did they have a good form at home, but they also stopped some very good sides. They beat Lazio at home. They stopped Atalanta at home. They beat Milan at home. So they only lost against they lost against Inter and Napoli. But the rest of the teams, I mean, you know, higher teams, they always stopped. And look. In terms of what I expect tomorrow, and what I think will happen is we'll win. Clip this, share it on Instagram, on TikTok, on X. We're gonna win tomorrow. We're gonna win tomorrow for two reasons. The first reason is this curse will have to come to an end. You know, everything in life comes to an end. But good things and bad things. There will be the day where we will start winning away from home again. And this day that we're going to start winning away from home again cannot be far away. Because if it is far away, then we might as well get relegated. Because if you don't win away from home, you only win 50% of your seasonal games. And that's a relegation form. So, like, speaking about, it will come to an end, and it's gonna come tomorrow. We're gonna struggle, but we'll win tomorrow. Because I think if you play like you played against Bologna, or if you play like you've played against Milan, generally speaking, if you play tomorrow like you have played the majority of your away games with Claudio Ranieri, you will win. Because generally speaking, yes, okay, we haven't won many games away from home. We've won 0 games away from home. But despite a few games like the one on Thursday against Alkmaar and the game against Como, all of them were improvements. If you put that rhythm in tomorrow's game, you'll win. And I think we will win tomorrow. And the second thing is, I like to believe in spheres. I like to believe that you start somewhere, You do an entire loop around the world and you end in the same exact position as you started in. The last time we won an away game was in Udine against Udinese last season. The sun has moved around. We're back, Udinese Roma, and we're gonna win. I think I don't know why. I'm a bit skeptical, I know, because it's not an easy one. But I'm also confident that we are gonna win tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll win. I hope we'll win, and I think we'll win. Right, predicted 11. Predicted 11 is this. Predicted 11 is this. I think Dybala will rest tomorrow. I think Dybala will rest tomorrow because on Thursday we have the first final of our season. You know, Thursday is a game which kind of determines 90% of your season, because 90% of our season, literally the only crumbs that are left in our hands belong to the Europa League. And if you were in a season like this one to scrap away the Europa League as well, you would have reached the peaks of failure that I would have never imagined we would have touched this season. So, considering the fact we've got such an important game on Thursday, which will determine, it will be an in or out game. I believe that we can draw Thursday's game as well, but if we draw Thursday's game, it depends on other results. I don't want to depend on anyone else. I want to depend on my own hands, or speaking about football, my own feet. I don't want to depend on anyone else. I don't want to play the game on Thursday and then have to go on one football to see what the other teams did in order for me to understand if I am qualified or not. On Thursday, I want to win, and that's it. It's been a shit start to our European season. It's been a nightmare. This Europa League has been a nightmare. End it, win on Thursday, end it, you somehow scraped it, I don't care, play the playoffs as long as we're in the playoffs. So I want to win on Thursday. I know that a draw can be good, but I don't want to depend on anyone else. I don't want to depend on anyone else, because also, I might be wrong here, but if you draw on Thursday and Lazio, who are already qualified, lose to Braga, then if something happens, then you're out. And, you know, I don't want my European path to depend on my biggest rivals. Let's say we draw or lose on Thursday, and Lazio sneak on us, want to prank us, and they lose on purpose against Braga to get us eliminated. I don't want that. Win on Thursday and call it quits. Play the playoffs, okay, just be there and play the playoffs. So Dybala, he's playing too much. You know, I would love to see Dybala start tomorrow and on Thursday, but I just feel like an injury is behind the door. He's been playing for the past 2 months every single game for at least 90 minutes. I am worried that an injury is behind the door. So put Sule in. He got subbed in very well on Thursday against Alkmaar, probably one of the best. Other than that, standard, Zvilor, Ndika, Homos, Mancini, Salamakers, Angelino, Kone, Paredes, Pellegrini, Sule, Dovbek up front. People are asking, can the new guy play? Devni Wrench? I don't know. I don't usually think that a player who's newly arrived like him gets immediately thrown in. I think, you know, maybe he can get subbed in and all of that. But I mean, look, speaking about the transfer session, giving just some final words on this stream. I've never seen, and I am not joking when I say this, I have never seen, I'm not trying to be cruel here. I'm not trying to be cruel. You know, when I say these things, I say these things on, you know, only on a sport level. You know, I don't know these people by you know, in person. So when I throw out these criticisms, severe criticisms, I only criticize the sports side of things. But I am not joking here. I'm not trying to be cruel. I have never seen a more useless person than Ghisolfi. I have never seen a more useless person than Ghisolfi. I'm not trying to put a tantrum show about. I'm not trying to exaggerate. I have never seen a more useless person than that man. It's been 25 days until the start of the transfer session, and not only did we manage to not buy anyone, we managed to weaken ourselves. I find this incomprehensible. Now, I understand that maybe it's the owner's fault who don't put the money in, but oh my Lord, oh my Jesus Christ, can we get some signings done? It's been 25 days. We bought a player who everybody says is shit. Respect to him. I know he cried yesterday. There was an image of him crying. I wish you all the best, mate. But from what people tell me, you're not that good. But I wish you all the best. And we bought a second goalkeeper because our second goalkeeper, Ryan, decided to leave. Where's our new striker? Where's another defender? Hermoso is about to leave. He didn't get a call up tomorrow because he's on the verge of signing for Bayer Leverkusen. Mate, we've got 8 days to go until the end of the transfer session. And we're in a worse position than what we were 25 days ago. I have never seen a more incompetent football side than this. Football board. I mean, and we don't deserve this. We really don't deserve this because Claudio Ranieri needs players. These players themselves need players because these players can't play every single game. We're starting with the same exact starting 11 for about 2 months now. It's 2 months that the 11 players, put Dybala instead of Sule, that you can see on the screen, have started for basically every single game. They will need to rest. So can we get some signings done, for the love of God? Because if you don't get any signings done, I don't know what your opinions are. I don't know what you think we can achieve. You need to add quality. You need to add players. You need to spend money. It's just... I don't understand this football club. I don't understand this football club. People speaking about revolutions. Oh, the owners, revolution in January. Everybody, sell everybody. Because prepare yourselves. In January, we will not hesitate. There will be a revolution. Yeah, a revolution which consisted of selling Enzo Lefebvre and Matty Ryan. You don't give a sense of coherence to the things you say. And ultimately, having said this, you have no logistics behind the decisions that you pull. There is no common logics to the decision making that they achieve. We need players. We've got 8 days. We did about 3 different players. I mean, considering the rate at what we bought players in these past few days, to sign 3 more players, it's going to take us 69 days. We need to sign 3 players in 8 days. Are we aware of this? 3 players, yes, 3 players, because Hermoso will leave, apparently, according to Di Marzio and Fabrizio Romano. So you will need another centre back, unless you want to play with Chilik with 3 at the back, and that's alarming if you do want to do that. We need a new defender. We need a new midfielder because Enzo Lefebvre left. You need to cover these things, and you need a vice Dovbyk. How many points have we lost this season because we didn't have a good second striker? It's embarrassing. This transfer session has been embarrassing. Everything has been embarrassing at this football club for the past 6 months. And I'm tired of this. I am tired of this. Because we Roma fans deserve more. We deserve more. And the only way we get this is if these players and these people representing Roma on a structural position wake the fuck up. Having said this, let's win tomorrow. Somebody got pregnant, had a baby, and Roma still ain't one away. Cristante about to head a last second goal. Yeah, the last time we faced them, it was our last away win. It's crazy to me that the players you left in this transfer market are summer signings, especially with Hermoso leaving. Shows what a mess the summer was. Yeah, and you know another thing that it proves to you? Another thing that it proves to you is that it completely proves wrong every single person who blamed Daniele De Rossi for the signings we had. Every single one of you guys who thought, De Rossi asked for these players. Look at him. Look at De Rossi. He doesn't have any balls because he can't ask for big players. These are the players he wants. After 5 months, they packed their bags and they left. Yeah. It's De Rossi's fault though. Yeah, it's De Rossi's fault. Don't worry. It's De Rossi's fault. He wanted these players. Fucking joke, man. Dybala out. No, Dybala's available. I just think he won't start tomorrow because he's been playing too many games. And we've got a very important game on Thursday. The most important game of the season so far. It's an in or out game in Europe. We need to press the restart button and start from scratch. Mikadazzi, an ex-Roma player. Marmol, Mikadazzi and Fratesi. Mate, I love the positivity, but if you think that these 3 players, especially Mikadazzi and Fratesi, can join us in 8 days, considering what we did in the last 25 days, it's just wishful thinking. And it's just not going to happen. And it's just not going to happen. Right, I'm going to catch you tomorrow. Do hit the like button. A lot of you guys were probably watching the Napoli game. A lot of you guys were probably watching the City-Chelsea game. It's fine. If you're watching this tonight, tomorrow morning before the game, do hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. We're back this week. Very important week. Direct 6-pointer game tomorrow. And in or out game on Thursday in Europe against Eintracht Frankfurt. Hit the like, subscribe. I'm back. I'm sorry if this week we didn't do any live streams. I was in the Netherlands. And we'll be back. And we are back officially. And I'll catch you tomorrow with a match reaction. Hopefully we get 3 points. And hopefully this match preview will prove itself correct. Bye bye. See you out.